Hi everyone, welcome to PowerShell for Penetration Testers at Pentester Academy. In this video, let's continue the discussion on client-side attacks with PowerShell, and let's see the scripts which could be used for phishing or drive-by download attacks. Let's start with out HTA from Nishang. Out HTA generates a HTML application and a VB script. Both of those could be hosted on a web server, and the link of the HTA could be sent to the target, and if the target chooses to open it, we would have our PowerShell payload or script executed on the target. So let's use the same payload which we have been using earlier, that is a Meterpreter reverse HTTPS in PowerShell, and let's see if our listener is running. Okay, so it is a 32-bit listener. So let's run this. And before we run this, let me show you the source of out HTA. As you can see, out HTA is nothing but a really simple HTML application. So the HTA dropped by out HTA is this. It is a simple HTML application, and you can see that it looks for a VB script in the same directory of the web server where it is hosted. So let's run this. So HTA and VBS are returned to these directories. So let's see. Now, so the link to be sent to a victim is this. Now, the flip side of using HTA. The user gets a prompt which looks very much similar to something which he or she will see if a Windows executable, that is a exe, is being executed. Not only this warning is also there, but there are always users which would say allow, and as soon as it is allowed, it will be downloaded and executed, and we will have a Meterpreter session. Note that the user will see this window. It opens minimized, and it uses a simple trick to look a bit legit. Its title is Windows Defender Web Install, and it opens a live page from Microsoft's website. So this is the page it opens. So use it, but the user will get a really highlighted warning. So the chances of getting execution may not be as high as in the case of malicious attachments we discussed earlier. So let's close this. Let's exit from this as well. The next one we are going to see is out Java. So out Java again generates two files. One is a jar and another one is a simple HTML file which uses the applet class to load the jar. So let's see, we can always use the same syntax, but keep in mind to be able to run across platforms, that is 32 or 64-bit Windows. Out Java checks for the process architecture on the fly and always uses the 32-bit PowerShell. So we need to provide the 32-bit payload here, which I have already generated and copied on my local web server. So this and path to JDK needs to be provided so that the jar could be compiled. So let's run this. Notice that we are using a self-signed certificate. We just started a 32-bit Metapreter listener. And yes, we are using self-signed certificate. That means after the latest version of Java, this thing will not work unless you use the self-signed parameter, which would generate an unsigned jar. And if you have a valid code signing certificate, you must use it to sign the generated jar so that it could be executed on a target. For this demonstration, I have added this URL of my local web server in the security exception list because I do not want right now to use my code signing certificate. So let's just generate this. Let's remove no self sign. And here is our signed Java PS and our applet.html. Let's copy, yes. Now if we open this, now as you can see that still there is a very horrible, dangerous looking warning. But let's run this. We would be looking at what is this in a couple of minutes. As you can see, the script is downloaded and executed. So cool. We do have a Metapreter session from both of those scripts. Now, like out HTA or out Java also uses a cheap trick to appear legit. It opens a live page from the Windows website, and that page belongs to installing Java in Internet Explorer. So it appears quite more legit than say a blank page or something else. And the live page being loaded is this. So couple of normal things, and another thing is here again we are sitting on a PowerShell prompt. So while providing custom payloads, we do not need include PowerShell.exe there. So that is all. One more thing before I end this. I just want to go through that because it took me a lot of time to figure that out. And this has been thankfully taken from the social engineering toolkit by David Kennedy. It is this. So if you are developing a malicious Java applet attack, you must use a manifest like this, which provides more permissions to the applet. So I spent quite a time searching for something like this. So I just want you to have a look at it. So that is all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you are enjoying your time at Pentester Academy, please recommend us to your friends and colleagues in the information security community.